When I bought my apartment, I had 3 rooms, but I thought I only need one, so I demolished them and I finished the whole space, the floor and the ceilings. And then after a while I noticed I wanted the rooms back, so I was looking for something that didn't damage the walls and the floors. I wanted a wall, but I wanted it to be a piece of furniture too, like to give some kind of atmosphere to the spaces around it. And on the other hand, we wanted to make from one big space 2 rooms, but the doors didn't correspond with the windows, so we had to make kind of a Z-shape wall.
The DynamicWall project is actually part of a larger project funded by Innoviris in the context of the Brussels retrofit platform. And so one of the main goals was to check the feasibility of introducing dynamic solutions in the retrofitting of residential buildings in Brussels. So you can actually compare it to a mechano kit, so systems that are adaptable, transformable, demountable, but also reusable because they're made of building elements that are standardized and compatible with each other. And so by using these type of solutions, we can actually reduce the number of materials and diminish the waste that we generate during construction and demolition. And so we can close the material loops and support a circular building economy. In the first stage, we made some prototypes, which we tested in terms of vertical impact resistance and their acoustical properties in a lab. And in a second stage, we refined actually the design and we fine-tuned it for the demonstrator in Jan's apartment. And there we could actually evaluate if the ideas, the concepts we had were applicable in a real context.
So the wall is made out of a kit of parts, having a structure of steel profiles, which are filled with soft rock wool insulation and onto which wooden panels are hung. In the kit of parts, there is one really specific element, being a multiple usable corner element, which is used to make corners in the wall, but which is also usable for dealing with tolerances, mainly in the height of the existing space. The steel profiles have a pattern of openings which are used to mount all the structural elements together, but which can also be used to hang the panels which have metal pieces at their back onto the steel structure. So to have the best acoustical performances in between the steel profiles and the wooden paneling, acoustical rubber strips have been used to avoid acoustical leaks. So because of the resemblance with already existing types of walls mainly used in office buildings, we collaborated with an industrial partner that brought a lot of experience in designing these type of walls.
I think there is a huge potential in residential condition for mobile walls.
So the difference with a traditional wall is that in case that you would want to reopen the space, you could actually just demount the wall because all connections are reversible and dry. While if you would work with systems like masonry or gyproc, you would have to demolish the entire structure, and if you would want to place a new wall in the future, you would have to insert new materials once again. So that means that in the end of the story you will use much more materials and you would generate much more waste than with a dynamic wall as we present it here.
So the advantage of this system compared to more classical internal partition walls is their dry way of building, so no further finishing is needed. But very important to mention is also that the environmental life cycle impact is low because of the fact that all the elements can be reused.